our home buyer's guide. Now, this is going to, like I said, I have everybody on mute so I can get through it. If you have questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat box. I will try to address them at the end. I mean, we do have a lot of information, so we may go over a little bit. Be patient with me, okay? So now, the first step is, on here it says meeting with your agent, but the actual first step is actually figuring out what's on your credit bureau report. That's what Tiffany just talked to us about. Pulling your report is crucial. Knowing what's out there is crucial before you even begin the home ownership process. You have to know where you're standing credit-wise. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million in the bank, but if you are trying to get a home that's $2 million, you still need to have the credit to be able to finance that additional monies that's needed. When we're out and we're saying, okay, I've got my credit together, I've put in the application, now I'm going to go ahead and get pre-qualified. So let's talk about the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. A pre-qualification is when you just tell the lenders your information. You really haven't shown them any documentation. They're just basing it off of everything that you've put in. They really haven't done an in-depth review of your credit. I always tell my clients, as I've always told you all, it's better to be pre-approved than to be pre-qualified. Because when you're putting in your offer, us as a realtor, we're also submitting not only your offer contract, but we're also putting that pre-approval letter in there as well. Again, it's important when you're dealing with getting your pre-approval that you're dealing with a lender who can pretty much guarantee your loan, and they guarantee it by sending you through underwriting first, right? When you've gone through underwriting first, you're pretty much a walking, talking check because you've already approved. You don't have to worry about sitting around biting your nails thinking, oh, is this loan going to go through? That's a very stressful time in the home buying process. Okay, so it's always better to be pre-approved and asking the lender exactly, have your loan gone through underwriting? Okay, now we're going to talk about the different loan types. So the first program that we're going to talk about is the Good Neighbor Next Door program. That's all across the United States. You can get up to 50% off the price for public service professionals. These are our teachers, firefighters, certain healthcare workers are eligible for that program. So if you're falling in public services professions, make sure you look into this, okay? There's the Fannie Mae Home Path Ready Buyer Program. This is a program that's really good for those who are interested in purchasing foreclosures at first-time home buyers. I know a lot of you have asked about foreclosures before. This is a good program that can help you with that, okay? The next program is very rarely talked about. It's the energy efficient mortgage, where you can get up to 3% in closing costs. If you guys have heard of this before, now I'm going to borrow one of Tiffany's moves, okay? If you have heard of the Home Path Ready Home Buyer or number 2 and number 3 before, let me know. HUD Home Store.gov. If you are, yes, it includes public service professionals all over the United States. If you are a person who are wanting to buy a home that's a fixer-upper, you can apply. You can find those homes on their website. When you go to that website, the minimum down payment on all of those homes is $100. And when you go to the website, you'll be able to click on your state and see what's available. They move fast. Let me say that. So I would suggest that you check it periodically. But if you're approved for the 203K loan, you will be approved for enough to bring the home up to the value of the neighborhood. And you can go in and rehab the home and put your own little spin and twist on it. Okay. Now there's a Native American Dream Loan. This loan is not only reserved for Native Americans, but it's reserved for all of us. We all are native to this land. Okay. But well, most of us. Anywho, but this program does provide a very low cost measures and very low interest rate. Then we have the National Home Buyers Fund. The National Home Buyers Fund can work in one of two ways, okay? Either you can receive it as a grant. If you receive it as a grant, then you'll be used towards your down payment assistance. You can also use it as cash. If you're gifted as a cash, you can apply it towards your closing costs. You already, like Tiff said in her previous scenario that she gave an example that she experienced, because I have this going on right now. One of my buyers, they've already put their lease. They've already terminated their lease. The buyer I have right now, they've terminated their lease. He put in his 2 weeks notice because he's relocating across the country from where he lives to Florida. And now at the 11th hour, we're dealing with some tomfoolery. So we need to ask these questions up front. And let me say, he came with his own lender. I did not pick the lender. He didn't want to change lenders. So yeah, moving on. But this is the nightmare that we've been dealing with. Last but not least, what is your average loan processing time? That answer can be a deal maker or a deal killer when you're putting in an offer. So here is the home buyer's checklist. These are the things that need to be done or will be done during the home purchasing process. Okay. The escrow deposit. Your escrow deposit is called also the good faith deposit. Sometimes it can be from 1% or more of the cost of the home. Your realtor will talk to you and tell you what they suggest will be the best amount for you to put down. This lets the seller know in the beginning that you're serious about purchasing their home. Okay? Depending upon your state, the time frame of and how it works if you decide to cancel varies by state. Okay? But the escrow deposit, you need to be prepared for that. That's the first cost. The second is inspections. You might end up having to have more than one type of inspection. You might need a wind mitigation where they're checking to make sure the clamps for, to make sure that your roof is secure if you're in a hurricane-prone, tornado-prone area. And when you're getting that inspection, it can also reduce the cost of your homeowner's insurance. You may need, if you're getting somewhere where you have a well, you're going to need to have the well inspected, water quality inspected. If you're getting a mobile home, you're going to need to have an engineer inspection. You may need to, if you're having something where you're having a septic tank, you'll need to have that inspected. So there are going to be some conditions that need to be met. So you will need to have the inspections done. Let me also say this. A lot of people believe if they're using a conventional loan that they will waive the inspection. They think that'll put them in a more desirable light with the sellers. It may put you in a more desirable light with the sellers, but it's putting yourself in a very undesirable situation. Here's what I mean. What if something breaks or what if something is not working and you think that you're going to be covered by your home warranty? You're going to have to show your home warranty proof that this particular item worked before your purchase. If you don't have an inspection report, how are you going to prove that? Another big ticket item is a survey.